Today, we unpack The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. The principles contained within this work might strike you as exceptionally basic, but resist the impulse to disregard them without serious consideration. Though simple in presentation, these concepts are profoundly deep, necessitating contemplation well beyond this short video summary. With that understanding, approach this material with an open mind. Initially, you might feel a reflex to reject the book's core philosophy, but for a few minutes, let your opinions and preconceived notions fall away and explore the possibilities. I'm going to focus on the three foundational ideas that matter most. You are fundamentally distinct from your thinking mind. The current instant is the sole reality we will ever experience. Surrender. Unconditional acceptance of the reality of the present. There are many more insights in the book, but we'll focus on these three for efficiency. If there's strong interest, let me know in the comments if a part 2 would be valuable to you. Lesson 1. You are not your mind. The power of now. Lesson 1. You are not your mind. You are not the stream of your thoughts. That's a powerful, almost confrontational statement. Humanity's deep-seated challenge is the mind. It's an incredible tool, but we've become fused with it. The tool has usurped control from the master. We mistakenly believe this non-stop cascade of thoughts defines who we are, but our being extends far beyond it. You've surely noticed your inner voice is incessantly chattering, speculating, finding fault, comparing, and complaining. We are locked into cycles of worrying about the future or revisiting the past. This compulsion has commandeered most people's lives, and the astonishing thing is, we remain unaware of it. Many of us are on automatic pilot, moving through life in a perpetual, exhausting dialogue with ourselves. Early on, Tolle challenges the reader. Can you step out of your mind at will? Have you located the stop button? If you cannot halt the torrent of thoughts and simply be, then you are unknowingly identified with the mind. It is actively using you. You are far richer and deeper than this mere thought stream. If this is a new idea for you, you might ask, if I am not my thoughts, then what am I? This is a marvelous and vital question. It is the beginning of conscious self-inquiry, often called awareness or mindfulness. How to get closer to realizing your true essence. The path begins with attentiveness. Start by tuning into the inner voice as frequently as possible. Instead of being lost in your thoughts, stand back and simply witness them. The goal is to establish a separation between your true self and the mental activity. It's easy to become absorbed by the endless thoughts your mind generates, but make a sincere effort to notice when you are caught and step back to observe. Turn it into an exercise, as if you are monitoring an object in a laboratory. After sustained effort, ask yourself if you detect any patterns of thought that repeat endlessly. Exist as the witnessing presence of your thoughts, and do so without any critical judgment. Once you begin to glimpse that you are not the thinker, you can watch the thinker in your mind with greater objectivity. When you observe your thoughts, you realize there is a superior level of consciousness involved, and that is who you are. Consider this. If you are actively observing your thoughts, can you possibly be those thoughts? The answer is a clear no. You are something far greater than thought. You transcend it. Over time, as your skill in observing your thoughts sharpens, you will perceive a profound sense of stillness behind the mental noise. When this occurs, the thought loses its command over you because you have successfully separated your identity from that thought process. If you persist in this practice, eventually you will experience brief gaps of silence between thoughts, known as no mind. These pauses will be fleeting at first, but they will lengthen. This no mind state is the opposite of a daze. You become hyper-aware, fully awake, intensely alert, and completely present. Another technique for entering the no mind state is to anchor your full attention in the present moment. Become intensely conscious of the moment you are currently experiencing. This naturally diverts your focus away from mental chatter and into the now. You are keenly aware, but not engaged in thinking. You can employ this at any point during your day, waiting in line, at a traffic light. Become intensely conscious of your surroundings. Release the need to think, and simply perceive things without your mind's filter of judgment. Tolle offers clear guidance. The single most vital step on your journey toward enlightenment is this. Learn to disidentify from your mind. Each time you create a space in the stream of mental activity, the luminosity of your consciousness is amplified. The moment your awareness shifts to the now, you are met with peace and stillness. You cease relying on future events for fulfillment. You stop looking to the future for salvation. You might one day find yourself gently smiling at the constant voice in your head, treating it like the playful antics of a child. This signifies that you no longer treat the content of your mind with total seriousness because your sense of self is no longer dependent on it. For most of us, our compulsive thinking functions as an addiction. The only exit is recognizing the truth. You are not your thoughts. The mind is merely a resource to be deployed when needed. You can still pursue ambitious goals, but you will understand that no future acquisition will ever fundamentally complete you. You are perfectly content simply being right here, right now. Lesson 2. The present moment is all we ever have. This leads directly to Lesson 2. The present moment is all we will ever possess. Therefore, live fully in the here and now. As previously noted, minds are prone to being preoccupied with the past or preoccupied with the future. We rarely find ourselves in the actual present. Our primary objective here is to become more anchored in the immediate moment. Naturally, planning for the future is essential in modern life, but truthfully, more than 90% of our internal dialogue is repetitive, unproductive, and frequently negative. You don't have to take my assertion for it. Simply listen to your own mind for 10 minutes. When I began this practice, I found my mind to be little more than a disorganized stream of repetitive, mostly useless thoughts, like a broken tape loop. If this thought offends you, thinking, "That's not me," that is merely your ego reacting defensively. Tolle emphasizes that you are neither your thoughts nor your ego. Tolle stresses that the ultimate reality of your journey is confined to the specific step you are taking at this moment. You might have complex external objectives and long-term goals, but they should never consume so much of your focus that they overshadow the importance of the step you are taking now. Now is all that exists. Remember, the mind is always trying to avoid the now because it has no leverage there. The mind depends on time, memory of the past, and anticipation of the future to sustain its existence. It actively evades the present. It attempts to define itself through the past or project itself towards some future state of perfection. As Tolle observes, time and mind are inseparable. By intensely focusing on the now, you dissolve time, and the mind retreats. Become a silent watcher of how your mind instinctively flees to the past or the future. The moment you recognize your lack of presence, you instantly become present. When you observe the escape, you are no longer captive to it. Tolle also makes this comforting observation. You are always capable of handling the present moment. You can always cope with the now. Difficulties emerge only when you become entangled in the what-ifs of the future. Typically, everything in the present moment is fine. You can deal with what arises as it arises. But when your focus spirals into worry about tomorrow or next month, that is where stress and anxiety originate. Ask yourself seriously, what is actually missing in this precise moment? The honest answer is nothing. All regrets, wants, and desires stem from the mind's compulsive obsession with a projected past or future. You cannot cope with the future because it is a mere mental projection. It is not real. Is there any moment you have ever experienced that was outside the now? Is it possible for anything to ever occur outside the now? The answer is clearly self-evident, is it not? Nothing ever transpired in the past, and nothing will ever transpire in the future. It happens in the now. A memory is simply a trace of a former now that you are retrieving in the current now. Do you have any problems in the present moment? Not tomorrow, not an hour from now, but right now? If the present moment is the only reality we possess, then our primary focus should be on being fully grounded in it. You can certainly plan for the future when required, but the primary focus of your daily existence should be on the now. As Tolle states, nothing can happen outside the now. Lesson 3. Acceptance of what is, surrender. Finally, Lesson 3. acceptance of what is. While grounded in the present, you must also embrace it entirely. You must actively prevent any form of inner resistance from arising. You might mistakenly believe that the situation itself is causing your distress, but that is not the case. Your resistance to the situation is the source of suffering. Accept the moment exactly as it is now. Resisting reality creates internal pain, rooted in the gap between the facts and your inner expectations. Again, the first step is always awareness. Observe how your mind labels, judges, and generates resistance to reality. With sustained practice, this becomes easier, and you gain objectivity over the mind's thoughts, which lose their hold. You can then permit the present moment to unfold. You work with it, not against it. Accept it fully, and then take action. No one is suggesting you should tolerate a terrible situation passively. It is still appropriate to decline requests or remove yourself from harmful situations. But this refusal must emerge as a non-reactive no, driven by insight, not by automatic reaction. Accept the moment as if you had intentionally chosen it, and then implement the necessary change if required. Tolle terms this surrendering to the now. Surrender is the profound release of mental and emotional resistance to the current reality. I must emphasize, this does not imply passivity or apathy. As Eckhart Tolle himself clarifies, authentic surrender does not mean meekly enduring whatever situation you find yourself in without taking any corrective action, nor does it mean abandoning planning. Surrender means yielding to the flow of life instead of constantly fighting it. The now is the only place where the flow of life can be experienced. Therefore, to surrender is to accept the present moment unconditionally and without reservation. When you acknowledge your inner resistance, you make that resistance conscious. You are no longer compelled to act from reaction. Once you acknowledge it, ask, is there one thing I can do right now to change this, improve it, or leave it? Then take action on that single immediate possibility. Don't worry about the 100 things that may or may not happen later. Tolle also suggests that the external conditions we resist tend to shift or dissolve faster through surrender. If conditions don't immediately change, your acceptance enables you to rise above them. Either way, you achieve inner freedom. If you cannot surrender, then take decisive action immediately. Speak up or do whatever is necessary to bring about a change, or remove yourself entirely. Take responsibility for your life. Surrender transforms you, not the situation directly. When you are transformed, your entire world transforms because the outer world is simply a reflection. Life is a mirror. If you see something you dislike in a mirror, you wouldn't attack the glass. Become friendly with reality, and reality becomes friendly towards you. There are no problems, only situations that require immediate attention or must be left alone and accepted as part of the reality of the present moment until they naturally change. Try to catch yourself complaining, in thought or speech. Complaining is the ultimate refusal to accept what is. It turns you into a victim. Final quotes and summary. It is not the overall situation that you need to accept when you surrender, but just a tiny segment called now. Inner resistance cuts you off from others, yourself, and the world, strengthening the ego's separation. Surrender draws you closer to people, compelling you to accept them as they are, without judging, labeling, or trying to fix them. When you fully accept your own resentment or anger, you are no longer forced to blindly act it out. If your inside is right, the outside will naturally align. If you genuinely cannot change your current circumstances or leave them, then fully accept your here and now by dropping all inner resistance. The false, unhappy self that thrives on misery and resentment cannot survive this surrender. Surrender is not weakness. That is my comprehensive breakdown of the power of now. Let's quickly recap. You are not your thoughts. Observe them to see them for what they truly are. Just mental activity. The present moment is all we ever have. Become intensely grounded in it. Surrender to the now and accept what is. Why resist what is already in existence? Allow it to be, and surrender your fight. These 3 profound lessons only deepen the longer you commit to practicing them. If this has sparked your interest, dedicate time to these concepts and obtain a copy of this absolute masterpiece. I've truly only managed to scratch the surface here.